What's up, YouTube? This is Black Guy Senpai here. We're going to talk about some of the stream reveals that actually happened yesterday. We just wanted to take a day to process, let it all marinate so we could see what our thoughts were on three specific cards that I think are definitely worth noteworthy of talking about. And the first of those three cards is probably one of my favorite cards in the original series, and it's shaping up to be one of my favorite cards in the V series, which is Gwen the Ripper, aka Gwen the Ass Ripper. And just like all the rest of the Dark Irregular cards, if you guys have been following, it is auto, Vanguard, Rearguard. When placed, Soul Charge 1. Um, so yeah, you get to advance your mechanic, soul charging and whatnot. If your soul has 10 or more cards, cost Counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it. So this, in a sense, it's really, really good. I think it shines best in premium because you'll be able to actually possibly get those 10 cards in soul with like the draw trigger. I can't remember his name, but he's like a grade 1. You rest it and you soul charge one. Um, but yeah, like I think this card's gonna be super strong in premium. In standard, it's gonna be good still. You probably won't be able to use it second skill until like the third turn. Anyway, next card we're going to talk about is going to be uh, Interdimensional Dragon Knight Lost Legend, which is one of three cover cards for the extra booster for the Answer of Truth, which has Gears, Great Nature, and Genesis in that set. And his skill is Act Vanguard Circle. Cost: discard cards from your hand whose total level equals 3 or more, which is basically the cost of Stride for those of you who started playing in a V series or you stopped playing before G era. Then you search your deck for one grade 4 card, write it as stand, shuffle your deck, at the end of that turn retire that unit, and write a grade 3 from your soul as rest. I like this card. This card's pretty solid. It one gives you at the very least, because we don't know if the grade 4s for Gears are gonna have force markers on them, but this card definitely has a force marker. And if you rewrite this card from your soul, it has another force marker. So you're gonna get on your next turn plus 20k at least on your board, just because you got two force markers. And Bushiroad did say they were not going with Chronojet anymore, and this looks, in my opinion, to be one of the better cards to do so with, because we don't have a Stride deck anymore, which is good. So he just goes through your deck, gets whatever grade 4 you need, which means you're gonna have to probably run like 4 of this, and then if there's multiple grade 4s, just like depending on their usage, just 1 to 2 of each of those, and that'll be pretty good. Next, the last part of his skill is Auto Vanguard. When rode upon, Counterblast 2, draw a card. So if you discarded just a grade 3, or like whatever their Stride accelerators are going to be called, hopefully they get them in this series, then you just Counterblast 2 to wash. I guess it's pretty much not worth it unless they get some form of a countercharge, or they get some units that wipe away that Counterblast 2, hopefully. And finally, the last card that I thought was worthy of being talked about for this first thoughts is No Life King Death Anchor. And I knew we were going to either see this or we're going to see Phantom Blaster, because this Saturday it should be we should see Phantom Blaster on the episode. But his skill is Auto Vanguard. When placed, Soul Charge 1. This unit gets plus 2k until the end of turn for each card in your soul. So if you have at least 10 cards, that's plus 20,000. So he's a 32k beater. So yeah, for every card in your soul. And his next skill is Auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of battle that it attacked, if you have 13 cards or more in your soul, cost Counterblast 1, put a card from your hand and 3 of your rear guards into your soul. Write a card from your soul as stand. And it gets critical plus 1. Pretty good. The fact that it says ride a card from your soul, kind of, it's like, but because you don't have to write a grade 3, you could write like in the future, if they have grade 4s in the main deck, because gears look like that everybody's gonna start getting grade 4s. But if you get grade 4s, you can ride that. If you have another grade 3 in your soul that you want to ride instead of this again, you can do that. But if you have the rear guards and you can do this more than once, go for it. I think this card is primarily going to shine in premium because Enigmatic Assassin with this card is just ridiculous, especially late game, because you'll be swinging at least for 37, at least 37 or 38, I think, on your first swing, and then when you swing again, you're going to be swinging for 40 with a crit. And if you can keep going because you keep sucking in an Enigmatic Assassins, you have open counterblast, your opponent, like, I don't think they're going to be able to block this every time. And if you keep riding this card, as long as you have 2 copies, one that you're riding and one in